275 million. This is the estimated number of people around the globe with moderate to profound hearing impairment. Individuals who suffer from severe hearing impairment are isolated from all forms of sound stimulation. In many cases, they're not being taught to read or write because standard teaching methods cannot be applied to their specific learning needs. Most people who are born deaf learn sign language as a native communication system with its own syntax, grammar, and lexicon. So for them, learning the written language is like learning a completely new language. SueñaLetras is the first WISE Awards winner to address the question of special needs education. This project, which started in 2007, is a software package for children with hearing disabilities. It uses different educational strategies to bridge the gap between sign language and written language. SueñaLetras was created by the Chilean Center for the Development of Inclusion Technologies, with the participation of hearing-impaired individuals and their families, along with designers, engineers, deaf education experts, and psychologists from a number of countries. The software supports reading and writing acquisition through several stimuli: the native sign language, the finger alphabet, lip reading, written words, and images. All communication modes are explicitly linked on screen, and the consistent repetition of the connection between them is key to the learning process. To maintain their attention, SueñaLetras relies on a very playful approach. Children are presented the same written words hundreds of times and need to guess the letters and the words, like in a memory game. Using a limited number of words makes it easier to acquire the abilities associated with reading and writing. This is why the original version of the software contains an average of 500 words, but that number can be extended without limit. Cecilia Avalos teaches deaf students in Altagracia in Argentina. She's currently teaching 8 children between the ages of 10 and 13 who use Argentinian Sign Language to address written Spanish as their second language. She has integrated SueñaLetras into her curriculum. To her, it's a powerful tool to learn how to read and write. First, because it uses games to overcome the tedious task of visually memorizing words, and secondly, because it combines several stimuli to memorize the same word. She says that her pupils find it easy to use and that it is making a real difference in their learning process. She also praises the fact that it is modifiable, which allows her and the children to adapt it to specific subjects of interest, create categories of concepts, or include new vocabulary. In her words, SueñaLetras does not expire in time. Ivan Sanchez is 12 years old and has 5 brothers, 2 of whom are also deaf. He lives in Villa Montenegro, a few kilometers from the Municipal Education Center for Deaf Students, where Cecilia is his teacher. Ivan has 6 other boys in his class. In school, he particularly enjoys mathematics, especially doing calculations. He thinks that learning to read and write is easier with SueñaLetras because it's very interactive, and he likes guessing and remembering the missing words and letters. He says he has a lot of fun when using the software. Camila Perez is 8 years old and lives in the small village of Punta de Agua. She's the youngest in a family of 6. Camila also goes to the Municipal Education Center for Deaf Students and has 3 classmates. She is particularly fond of science, animals, and plants. Camila likes playing with her teammates, guessing the correct word her teacher writes on the board. She also likes to compete with her classmates to learn new words. She uses SueñaLetras both in school and at home. Although she finds it enjoyable, she admits that it's difficult to learn how to read and write. When Camila grows up, she would like to be a teacher. Because sign language differs from one country to another, and even between countries that share the same language, the software needs to be adapted to local sign language. Thanks to the WISE Awards prize money, the SueñaLetras team has been able to develop 2 more versions of the software, adapted to Colombia and Catalonia. Recent research shows that SueñaLetras could be introduced to children aged 0 to 4 to help them to start their reading development, provided that parents follow training sessions. It has also been pointed out that the software can be useful for children with Down syndrome, also known as trisomy 21. SueñaLetras is meeting the needs of a community which has often felt marginalized in various contexts and is contributing to a fairer and more inclusive society. By learning to read and write, people with hearing impairments acquire a powerful way of connecting with the world.